Hello viewers, welcome in another episode and as you can see it will be Ferrari again. I am who I am, I can't resist, but I promise you it will be very interesting episode and I will present you with, I'm sure some of you are aware of this series, some of you probably not because this series was sold in 2 or 3 countries in Europe, and I think it's now sold in Australia. It will be sold in Asia, but under a little bit different brand, and it will be more expensive. And I didn't see those models yet, but when I see those offers, there is added simplified. So it suggests it's a little bit less complicated than those ones. And this is 17 Ferrari models I bought from Tom's Model Autos. This is part of Centauria 164 Ferrari collection. In total, there should be 90 models, 90 models. Probably there will be some extra ones. At this moment, Tom's Model Autos has enough offer only those 17s, and they sell it in those blisters. Those are fully licensed models made in Bangladesh. I think in same IMHO, because this is Centauria IMHO. I think it's in same factory in Bangladesh where that fantastic 100 of Japanese legendary cars for the Agostini were made. So you already know you can expect not bad 164 models, and they are very cheap because those models cost €12.99. You can probably buy it cheaper because I saw some cheaper on Vinted France. There weren't too many, but there were a few much cheaper. In Poland, friend of mine, when I presented him with those models, he bought Ferrari F44 60 Polish zloty, which is around, I don't know, 12, 13, 14 euro, which is very similar price to Tom's Model Autos. Okay, those models from Tom Model Autos, you don't get magazine, but I don't care. For me, it's still much better value than that tarmac Centauria models, which probably are simplified, as I told you, and they are sold in those Kyosho-like or the Agostini-like, book format with a window where you can see car. I'm happy to get those as cheap and without extra paper. We will start with Ferrari SF90 Stradale, which is not accident because this is what people are hunting now from case J. But look at how much better this one is. You see those lights, badges, mirrors, even wheels with brake discs and calipers. Those wheels are not turning. The rear one, it's turning, but barely. We have mirrors with some silver paint. We have really nice interiors, including on all steering wheels. In all 17 models I will show you, there is there is a Ferrari logo on steering wheel, and I will change 2, 3 times. We will see plenty of some glue residue and other errors, but I just want to show you. Look, this is 3 times above what you can see and you can see some gaps, but if you look at much better models you will see it as well. Look at those wheels. Of course, rubber tires, they are painted, but you have balls, you have horse, which is not bad, that prancing horse. It's better done than recent Hot Wheels RLCs. Again, plastic head, tail lamps, exhaust. I unscrewed that to show this is plastic bottom. It's not screw, it's the same like Hot Wheels or Matchbox. We have information about scale and model, and you can see those brake discs and calipers. It's simplified. Brake disc and calipers are same piece of plastic, but it's 3D, it's not flat, there is no decal, imitating calipers. We have calipers, usually those are painted, and it looks really nice. I will be jumping from 10 to 30. If you look from such a distance with your naked eye, you will see just close to perfect model. You won't see those gaps, etc. Because those models really, even I don't know, 64, Tarmac, Mini GT, those models are not made to be seen at 3 times magnification with extra lighting to see more details, and you can see there are some clocks behind the steering wheel. Okay, that's enough with SF90. We know it's much better than Hot Wheels anyway. And looking at prices, I think sometimes it's better to buy one of those than paying scalper much more for Hot Wheels than it's worth. Next one, Ferrari F8 Tributo 2019. I will show you those models and I will talk about the series a little bit more. I'm a little bit sad, because at this moment Tom's offers mostly modern Ferraris. There are only few older one classics, but we still got some. Look inside. Now we have some details again, as I told you. Logo on steering wheel. And look, prancing horse is not that bad. You can recognize it's prancing horse. Nice rear. The engine is a little bit simplified, but it's not same in every model. Some models are much better, some models are a little bit more simplified. And I think it depends on how famous, how much hype about each of those cars is. So this is F8 Tributo. Now we have F12 TD, and again it looks really nice and it's very detailed. Look at those wheels, and all those vents, holes, there is depth to that. Interior, we have some extra details, more or less. Mirrors are good enough for a model costing just a little more than regular Hot Wheels Premium in a shop. Look at the middle console, that's different color. You know, it's really nice. Fuel cap. For me, those are very close to Mini GT. You know, there is something simplified, as I told you. Brake discs and brake calipers, that's one piece, but it looks great, and I can understand why those models are simplified if you want to sell them so cheap. Oh, by the way, I will show you, they are not rolling well. You know, they are not rolling at all, almost at all, because look now, if I force it, it will roll, but it's not made to be played. But you know, I can't complain. Those are even on the box there is 14 plus years. Licensed. Time for two silver Ferraris. This one, you know, that's a little bit of controversy, because we don't think, you know, Ferrari will make SUVs, crossovers or anything stylized as those very popular but annoying, in my opinion, cars. Ferrari Pulsonac 2022. Look again, dual color interior, really nice paint job, quite a lot of detail inside, and then again, look at those wheels. You know, even in 3 times magnification, it looks great. And they put some effort to paint black, and then we have still bolts. We have logo, we have again different color for calipers. Oh, here it's, no, it's gone. It was something red was sticking to it. You know, I think this is like Mini GT. It's a little bit simplified, but there is so many details for very similar price, because Mini GT and those are almost exactly same price. No, Mini GT is not making Ferraris, but you know, I'm talking just about price range. This is fantastic value for our money. Ferrari Roma. You know, again, even, you know, stalks behind steering wheel. We have plenty of those little things, and those details are, you know, made good enough to fool our brain when we look just with naked eye at regular distance we are watching, even if we are holding it in our hands and we are looking at it. It will look fantastic. Even at that 3 times magnification with extra lights, it's not bad. And then something very, very interesting. Because look, we have Cabrio or Spider. Look inside. We have seat belts. Not in every single Cabrio or Spider we will have seat belts, but we will have seat belts in some regular cars as well. Look at steering wheel, look at clocks, you know, even passenger compartment. You have imitation of red leather glove box. It looks really nice. In this one I can't see if there are pedals. It's really hard to see without disassembling it, but wait. And by the way, that's Ferrari Monza SP2. We will have SP3 as well. Look at this Ferrari Portofino. And you see, maybe those pedals are very simplified, but we have pedals. Look at interior, dashboard, steering wheel, vents, middle console. Okay, we have no seat belts, but you know, interior is still amazing. And then front, it looks great. Wheels, you know, it's I know, you know, those are not perfect models, but again, I always think about it at, you know, from the point of view, how much I paid for something and how much I got. And for me, value of those, it's amazing. Look at those prancing horses on headrests. You know, those block details on the windows, even, you know, wiper blades. Simplified, those are part of the windscreen, but they are made properly. It's simplified, but it's still very, very nice detail, properly painted. Ferrari Daytona SP3. With all those extra aero package details. Look at those seats, middle console. Now it's harder to see rest of the interior because rear is obstructing angle at which we can observe, but we can see some details of the engine. And look, here is something silver, and then if we look deeper, there is something red. We can't even see it properly because it's covered by this, but we have something there, you know, even those little details which we can barely see, but it adds something. And then rear. Those are, you know, very strange cars. Ferrari Monza SP2, Ferrari Daytona SP3. Some people will like those shapes, some won't. But as for models, those are really nice models. Ferrari 812 Superfast. We can now go this way. I really like what IMHO and Centauria did here. This is a great value for money, and then if you are buying it like in subscription, it's even better value because first model was $299, then there was, I don't know how many, if it was just one or a little bit more, but they were $499 and then $1299. Ferrari 296 GTB. I don't want to repeat myself, singing hymns, praying, how great those models are, but for this price, I love it. And that's one of most interesting rear ends of Ferrari, in my opinion, modern ones. For some reason, 296 from the rear, it's very tempting for me. I love it. And very interesting color as well. Not typical Ferrari red. Now that will be favorite of many people. I like it, but it's not like I'm crazy mad for it. Ferrari la Ferrari. Lights are really nice. Interior again, probably because this is one of those more popular. Look at those seats. Look at steering wheel with pads, etc. It adds a little bit. Those mirrors, again, nice wheels and brake system and engine. We got extra details on the engine and it looks great. Rear as well. Those more popular, more legendary, when there is cult about it. It's very smart move to give those more details, something extra on top of already nice series. Ferrari GTC for Lusso in nice blue. So we even get some really nice colors, different colors. It's not like everything is same color, with some variation of red only. No, we have silver ones, we have maroon, we have blue, we have different colors as well, but about that soon, because not all of those models are regular cars. Look inside, again, it's really nice. And even if just interior is a dual color, in some cases it will be more than that. And now we will have a nice comparison. We could compare something, because here we have Ferrari 488 Pista in really nice livery. Look inside, we have seat belts. Even if it's only decal, it's really nice. We have really nice slides, very nice black wheels, some engine details. Look, now we can see how you can wear seat belts. And this is more regular version of Ferrari 488, because we have Ferrari 488 GTE Evo in fantastic livery. It's hard to believe. Sorry for interruption. It's hard to believe this is, same series. If we look at those wheels with decals, at how much is going on with all those decals, extra things. But this is same series. We have even antennas. That paint under those decals is just fantastic. And inside, look, we have something right here. We can see some buttons on the dashboard. We can see single seat with seat belts. We can see imitation of metal inside. We have that very characteristic window for racing cars. Some extra details here, safety cage, and rear is fantastic as well. So, you know, I wonder, because I've seen some of models I don't have, but you know, those 90, at least 90 models, there is still plenty of things which will surprise me, and some of those models like this one are very nice surprise. Now at the end we will have three probably most interesting cars for me. We'll start with Ferrari F40, which is really lovely here. Again, as I told you, those more popular cars, you get more details. Here we have red seats with seat belts. We have very characteristic wheels, rims, pentagram style. We have more details of engine, even, you know, because of that glass, it's really hard to see details, but there is more details. Rear, very nice. You know, one of most popular Ferraris. Its price in Europe is very close to what Tomica Premium is asking, but this is 164. We will have more details. I don't mind rubber tires, you know, but that's something extra. Wheels here are better because they are not as flat and simplified as in Tomica Premium. Okay, in Tomica Premium you can open rear, but overall I think this is just more collector car than Tomica Premium. I have Tomica Premium as well. I have different F40s too, but this one, you know, if you would just look for one Ferrari F40, I think this one would be the best value, best choice. And Ferrari Testarossa. Great, look at those lights. One mirror, as it should be. Multiple color interior. We have different color dash, different color of the rest of the interior, black steering wheel. Again, really nice wheels. You know, logo, Ferrari logo on steering wheel. Even those details here, you know, that's something really nice. All those black trims around windows and rear lights behind this part looks fantastic. You know, it's properly 3D, not just, it doesn't look like plastic lights and then some decal on it or paint on it. No, it's properly depth here. It's still simplified, you know. I've seen it's looking better on 164, on 143 scale model or higher, but it looks so nice. No, I will repeat myself multiple times. For this price, it's really hard to get something better. And my favorite one, And not only favorite one, I hope Michael will be happy now. Ferrari 250 GTO. I kept it, till the end, so we can finish with this little beauty. Look inside. We have imitation of a wooden steering wheel, but it's not only wooden. It have some like metal trim and logo. It's really nice. And loose seats, imitation of this fabric here. Nice touches. The front, not only headlamps are plastic inserts, those smaller lights too. Wheels which are not perfect, but there are gaps between. It's not those very simplified when you have just, they are almost flat, but looking more or less like those Ferrari wheels. I have models with better wheels than those, but costing like 3 times as much as this one. So this is perfect balance of real look, details, and making things simple enough so it won't be as easy to break, because then those more detailed cars are very fragile. This one is fragile, but those wheels will last, are harder to damage than in those more expensive models. And then rear, again, really nice. Even fuel cap with simplified hint there. It's nice. It looks really nice. So those are models I wanted to present you today. 17 Ferraris. I know I'm Ferrari heavy, but I told you I am who I am. I love Ferraris. Maybe again I repeat myself, I'm not a huge fan of current Ferrari and their policies, arguing with customers, making PR stunts with going to court about everything. But that's, again, that's their choice. I just love Ferrari cars. I love their history. I love legacy of Enzo. And this is what I wanted to present you. Those are backwards now because I was turning those this way, so I knew which cars I already presented, which not. This is what we can get from Hot Wheels in much simplified version. It's not even close to this one. I wonder what is your take on Centauria IMHO 164 Ferrari series. I'm more and more interested. I'm very close to be in love with it. I see, where are some imperfection. There is many things which are simplified, but I understand it why. To give us something for reasonable price and with more than we usually expect for this price. Your opinion could be different, and I seen videos with Centauria models in larger scale, especially Formula 1. And that's again, if you are selling those 164 models for the price of 124 scale models, 124 scale must be much more simplified. It can be as good, even quality control can't be as good as here. There must be something sacrifice to sell those bigger models for the same price as those smaller models. And this is for me sweet point between what is worth, you can add more details, you can be, quality control can be better, but then you will pay a lot more. This is really sweet spot. This is nice compromise, and that's my opinion. I wonder what is your opinion and what you think about it, if you collect it or not, if you knew about it or if it's something new for you. But for today's video, that's all. As usual, all the best for all of you, and see you soon. Bye bye.